Hey, what's going on? Gerald here. Welcome back to Walk and Talk with Gerald, the talk show where I explore New York City and find fun and inspiration through theater, indie film, creative business, and nightlife. I decided to venture out into the borough of Queens, to the charming neighborhood of Flushing, which is home to one of the largest and fastest growing Chinatowns in the world. I am at the brand new complex called Tangram, which is in the heart of Flushing, Queens. This is a mixed-use development that has become the new nerve center here in Flushing, Queens, of entertainment, business, dining, and so much more. I am very excited for this episode for many reasons, but the main reason is I get to kill two birds with one stone. Not only do I get inspiration from a consummate professional in the acting world, I get to catch up with a really good friend. Ho Yen is an emerging actor who, as I speak, is building an impressive body of work in commercials, in films, and in TV series. Coming from the field of science, he reignited his longtime passion for performing arts during the height of the pandemic. Please welcome my very good friend, Ho Yen. Come on out. Thanks for coming. What's up? Thank you for having me in Flushing. Why did we want to do this in Flushing?
Well, because this is a home for a lot of good foods, and my home, of course. Everywhere you go, there's a lot. There's always a restaurant. There's always a block of good food everywhere, every block, at even 4 a.m. in the morning. From 7 o'clock to 4 a.m., we have food everywhere.
Okay, so have you taken advantage of that, eating that late in previous life? Or?
Unfortunately, no, because I have to do.
In shape?
Yeah, I have to stay in shape. Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I have to do this intermittent fasting, so I usually stop eating around like 2 p.m.
You notice how I'm throwing compliments at him because I dig in deep later and I get into his brain, into his creative mind here. But what I'm saying is that you're looking great these days.
Thank you
see
so
that you're
much.
keeping busy here. So Po Yen and we actually met on the set of a TV series that I'm not going to mention. It's a top secret project that's coming soon. But I keep saying this is what I love about New York City. It's those connections that I make out of nowhere. When I met you on the set of the show, you immediately had a really great energy and inspired me. So thank you for coming.
The reason that I came here is also when you were on the set, you showed me a lot of your ideas, and I'm totally on board. Now, I saw your Instagram.
Yeah.
And I like the ideas, and this is a good chance for me to kind of represent my culture in your show, and this is a great opportunity, and I love what you've been doing so far. Great work, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of work. That's really hard, man. That's amazing.
Yeah. It is a lot of work, but I'm sure you can relate to this. It really is about the process, not really so much the destination, because if I didn't love doing this, it would be really, really hard work, but this doesn't feel like work. I just feel like I'm hanging out with a friend right now.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Well, it's hanging out for me, for sure. But the post-production work, I can never imagine doing that. That's unbelievable. Something really hard. It's
a whole lot. And what I love about this specific episode, this is the first episode where I am actually doing that thing that the title says, walking and talking. And I love your idea. Where are you going to take me today?
Well, definitely. We're going to grab some street foods. The way I usually do when I was back in Taiwan, I usually have food in hand and drink in hand, and we walk down the street.
Great. Awesome.
So this is definitely not your first visit, right?
It is not.
The crowd will be here maybe until like 9 o'clock. It's still really busy at night. The Shanghainese, they have like really good, really cool cuisine called a soup bun. They put soup in a bun.
Okay, all right.
So when you eat it, when you take a bite, the soup will go everywhere.
I think I made the mistake of eating a soup bun. I knew it was a soup bun, but then I forgot for a second, and then like the soup spilled everywhere. I was like, ah!
So we're gonna go in here.
Awesome. Come on in.
Thank you. Can you smell this? Come on. Can you smell this? I grew up in Taiwan. I moved to Canada when I was a kid.
We're in Canada.
Vancouver, the best part of Canada.
What makes it so great? Because I hear about things in Canada from a film production perspective. I knew they shot a lot of movies there. I knew they shot Rumble in the Bronx there, a movie that was set in the Bronx in Canada, in Vancouver, and Scream 6.
Absolutely right about the huge upcoming film industry there. But when I was growing up there, I wasn't in the show business. I didn't know anything about that back then. But for me, I just love the weather, the environment over there. It's beautiful. The landscape is gorgeous.
Yeah.
In one day, you can go skiing in the morning and you can go to the beach on the same day.
Would you say you had a happy childhood just growing up?
Yeah, I had a pretty good teenagehood. I moved there when I was 14, so like I enjoy my time there. I really enjoyed my time there until I moved out for college.
Oh, you got your master's out.
Yeah.
It was in the West Coast, right?
It's in the West Coast, yes. It was in the West Coast in Los Angeles. I was doing grad school over there, and which is really interesting because I was studying something that is completely different from what I'm doing right now. I would say I'm always the same person. It's just that previous environment wasn't really suitable for my personality. You know? And plus, this is something that I've always wanted to do. You know, when I was a kid, I was scouted in Taiwan, and I was really happy that I had a chance to crack the show business, right? But unfortunately, you know, the tiger parents thing, they...
I love that term, tiger parents.
Well, so, you know, Asian parents, especially like I coming from a traditional Taiwanese family, we don't really, we can't really, how do I put it this way? We don't really have choices. They want you to be a doctor, they want you to be a lawyer, they want you to be an engineer. So I was kind of forced to join the health science field, but then like, I certainly don't like it.
It never really felt like it was in alignment with your true
self. Exactly, because I like changes. I don't like to go to work knowing that I'll be doing the same thing repeatedly every day. I knew that I don't belong here. It's like you're dressing up hip hop and you go to a high-end cocktail party where everyone wears tuxedos. You know what I mean? And then I was like, I'm the only one. Now I feel weird. I know.
Kind of an outsider.
Exactly. I knew I don't belong here because everyone is so sophisticated and they're so detail oriented. It's not me. I'm a free spirit guy, and I feel like
I can tell. That's what drew me to you as a friend. I feel like we vibed right away.
These two are their specialty. This is actually their specialty.
That is pretty good.
Brown sugar pearl latte.
Yeah.
Nice.
然后给我这个鸡蛋糕，我要一个芋头口味。Do you like custard or do you like Nutella chocolate? Choose one.
Custard. The unboxing.
I'm not gonna help you.
Hold the mic.
Exactly. What do you think about the food here?
This is the most interesting unboxing. This is better than anything on YouTube because it's edible. And I take a look here. Oh, look at this. This is so cute. Such great presentation here.
What do you think?
Oh my god.
It's a broccoli, fried broccoli.
Fried broccoli.
With garlic flakes.
Like, I love broccoli, but like broccoli always needs to be stepped up a notch with some flavoring, with some spice. So that is so on board with that.
Popcorn chicken. This is the popcorn chicken.
This looks heavenly right here.
Exactly.
Well, it looks very spicy, so it kind of looks like hell, but in a good way, in a great way.
It's not spicy.
No.
We're fine.
We're fine. We're
this
Asian.
will be the pork blood.
Pork blood. Wow. That looks very pleasant for pork blood. This is not.
It's actually a little bit of pork blood, but it's mostly rice. They have a close-up shot. This is pork blood. And this the Taiwanese sausage. It's not the ordinary sausage.
This reminds me of Filipino longanisa, kind of. Kind of like that, yeah.
Nice.
All right, cheers, cheers.
Let me know how you feel.
I'm gonna have a when Harry met Sally moment.
So during COVID, everyone is starting to work from home, and my job becomes more and more boring. I have no interaction with others whatsoever. So I start, this negative thoughts keep coming out. I wonder if I am going to live like this, for the rest of my life. Tragedy hit my friends, a couple of my friends during COVID. They died with regrets. They spend their life working their butt off, getting all the money they want, but then tragedy happens. They didn't even have time to spend it. They have a lot of regrets. They didn't have fun at their work. They were telling me that how much they hate their work and stuff like that. So that's a wake-up call for me. So I decided to step out of my comfort zone, and I signed up for backstage, actors access, all those things, and then one thing lead to another, and here I am enjoying my popcorn chicken.
Yeah, the COVID pandemic was definitely a paradigm shift for a lot of people. With the light at the end of the tunnel is you jump-started your career. What were some of the immediate actions that you took to jumpstart your career?
Let me put it this way. So when I was in school, I signed up for backstage by accident, actually, because one of the doormen, she's a theater actor, and she told me about the backstage where.
So is this backstage.com?
Yeah, backstage.com was like a free for all. Everyone can sign up over there.
It's kind of like the gateway into like that.
Is that the gateway is?
Yeah. It's
free for all. It's for everyone. So I did that, and I got a gig during my school years, and that gig turns out to be pretty. It influenced me a lot. I see the professionalism on set. I see how everyone is doing their job, everyone is functioning, and I see how long it takes to produce a video that is only like a 4-minute, 5-minute clip.
You were mentioning that your previous job, what you were doing beforehand, it wasn't really fulfilling to you, and in many ways what you were doing was detail oriented. But it's so interesting to me that the detail orientation of being on a set was something that you really thrived off of. Would you agree?
That's a very interesting question. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I feel like you're very detail oriented on set, but like that's something that was kind of in your previous life too, but in a really different way.
I think more it's detail oriented, but it's not in a way about my performance. It's more about what I can do to help the production, to smooth the process. Like, for example, when I'm on the set, when I see that the director is telling the camera assistant to stand in, I'll say, you know what, I'm camera ready already. Let me stand in for myself. You guys can go work with their stuff. And then when I see there's quite often that I have out-of-state jobs, and it's usually the communication is really hard, right? Yeah. So the wardrobe, the makeup artists, they always like talk to me, asking about my wardrobe options. I usually what I did was I have an album of all my wardrobe. I just send it to them, and then I let them choose whatever they want, and I'll bring it there, and I'll be camera ready, and I'll speed up the process.
So that's super impressive that you have accomplished quite the body of work it's been like an 8-month stretch, right?
Yeah, kind of like
that's insane. Sometimes it takes years for certain people to really just jumpstart it, just to get out of their head and really take those first steps and everything. But you seem very laser focused in a sense. What kept you on track to help you build this?
I would say I'm a very fortunate person, and in the beginning of my career, I was able to work with all these established actors, and they're talented, and they're not shy of sharing their experiences. They guided me, and you know who you are. So yes. And also, when I'm on the set, the producers, cameramen, everyone, like, they taught me. Everyone can teach me something, you know what I mean? And that's how I pick up the knowledge quickly, and fortunately, it kind of guides me to a route that is smoother than the route that I would just be exploring by myself. I'll give you a very good example, is that this person who I really admire, I admire his work, and he told me about the headshot thing. As an actor, we need a set of headshots. We don't need so many sets of headshots where we couldn't make that much money, you know what I mean? Because headshots are very expensive, right? It's $400, $500, right? So the most important thing, you need to get your reels done, you need to train yourself, get yourself some work where you can actually build up your reel, your acting reel. Correct me if I'm wrong. Headshot is also very important because it tells the production that you are you're a professional. You're not just sending your headshot out of a cell phone, right? But you don't need thousands of headshots. They're going to cost you a lot of money when you cannot get gig consistently.
Yeah.
And that's very important. So he was telling me not to be in rush, take my time, build my way up, and then like each step has to be firm. Don't be in a rush to make the wrong decision.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's because
not be so emotional about
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Because to be honest, like I said many times, this is a very competitive industry. Everyone is like, say if you have 2 weeks without job, you feel like, wow, you're really stressful. The anxiety is there, you know, and I feel it. But then the most important thing is you gotta believe in yourself. This is like the most cliche thing I'm gonna say. Believe in yourself, believe that you're doing the right thing, and keep doing the auditions, and hopefully when the opportunity comes, you can grasp that opportunity.
It does come off as a cliche, but come on, those moments where there are those like 2 week long stretches or maybe even longer where you're not getting any yeses. And do you ever get that feeling in the pit of your stomach that it's not gonna happen again anytime soon?
You're so right. Until this point, this 8-month stretch, for me it's like a dream, because I came into this field, I didn't know what's going to happen next, and then one thing leads to another, one gig comes after another, and I don't treat it as your lifelong thing, because I know I got to keep pushing myself. This thing doesn't come spontaneously. You got to keep yourself, like, keep improving yourself, keep working on your stuff, and then stay humble, stay grateful, and yeah, just do your part.
Some performers, I would say, only feel like they are working actors when they're on the job or on the set. But I see you and I talk to you, and it's like even when you're not on set, it's still a job. Like you were working on so many self-tapes this week, right? Would you say that's a job in itself?
Yes, you're right. I have to say that the self-tapes audition, I'm very grateful. It's very tiring sometimes because it's kind of hard to find time to balance it out between work and self-tape, because usually when you're doing self-tape, you know the process, right? You know, you have to like do your makeup, study the script, you want to know the characteristic of the production, you want to know what you're working for.
And basic framing too.
Yeah.
Like the meaning of the
shot.
Yeah.
And then like for a different shot, you got to frame the camera differently, and then you got to do everything. Okay, it's usually what I did was I had to schedule like 2 to 3 days a week just to do all my self-tapes. It's the happy, painful game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like this is what people feel when they're going to gym, you know, no pain, no gain, that's what they said. But for me, it's the same thing.
Okay, got it.
I hate going to gym, by the way, but this kind of pain, I love it. It's a really, really good training for me, and fortunately, I'm really fortunate I have a really a good friend who can help me out as a reader, and that's very important.
Yeah.
You know, because to be honest, having a reader is not enough. You need someone who can view you when you're performing, you know, and she or she can give you feedback about your performance, because they're not in this business, but they can give you the most honest opinion as a viewer, and that's very important.
It can't be that yes person and be like, oh, you're so great. It's like having your mom do it. You're so great. You're so beautiful. You're so talented. So yeah, it can't be one of those. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm really grateful that I have all the support, all the great mentorship, great support behind me. You know, teaching me about this business from different point of view, different perspective, and that's why I'm able to accomplish things I can never accomplish for less than 1 year.
So how did you find your approach to your craft?
So for commercial, it's pretty easy. You just go inside, be yourself. You want to follow the direction, and the practice for the commercial is more like how do you present yourself in front of camera. Like when you smile, you gotta show the perfect teeth, 8 teeth right away. You know what I mean? So, but about dramatic acting,
as I have pork in my teeth right now.
About dramatic acting is a little bit different, but based on what my friend told me, who was studying directing in Sony Brook MFA, right? She told me that there's 2 types of actors. It's like instant actor or the method actors.
So instinct and method. Instinct and
Yeah.
method.
So method is like pretty much all the good actors out there. Like they can be, apparently like they can be anyone. They study the characters really hard and then boom, on the set, they're that person. Which is amazing. You see a lot of great actors out there, and they're the method actors.
Yeah, it works for them.
Yeah, and there's all the techniques out there. You know, if you list it out, you know, all the acting techniques, whatever. But for me, there's no time for me to study all those. I'm coming from behind already. The most important thing is I got to be natural in front of camera. If I cannot be natural in front of camera, then how can I act?
Would you say, because it's being an instinctual actor is so different than method, would you say that you're able to turn it off and on set, like once they say action?
That's a very good question. I cannot stay in character for the whole duration of production.
Yeah.
That's not me, and because I feel like, let me put it this way: when you're holding your hand like this, right? You can't really hold it like tight for 2 hours, right?
Yeah,
you got to loosen up your grip a little bit, and then you hold it again. Then you have the strongest grip, right? And that's the same thing about my acting. I feel like it's the same thing. I cannot preserve the same energy for the entire production. So I'm giving the most. I'm giving when the camera is rolling, I'm putting in like 120%. I'm putting 140%. I want to get the most out of it, out of my performance in front of camera. But when camera is not rolling, I'm off.
Yeah.
I gotta be myself. I gotta start hanging out with everyone. I gotta start talking about all the BS, all the fun things. What's for lunch? What's for dinner? Kind of things.
So that camaraderie that you have with, say, your fellow castmates and the crew, do you think that builds into your character a little bit? Does it help you perform?
By talking to the crew, by talking to my fellow cast, I do feel comfortable. I can trust. I can trust them. You know, it kind of takes all the insecurity, all the uncertainty away when you're like compared to the beginning when you walk into the set. You know, by the time as time goes on, you know them, you get to know them, and you know that you can be yourself, and they're going to have the best outcome, and they're gonna carry you up. You know, they're gonna lift you up. They're gonna give you the best out of you by working with them.
When I first met you, we were talking about like your approach to acting on set, and what really I found interesting was you told me that you almost treat treat acting like playing a game. That's brilliant to me, the way that you framed it. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's more. It sounds really unprofessional, but I would say acting. I got to enjoy the moment. You know what I mean? Think about it. When you watch kids playing those Tea-Party games, when they're pretending they're different characters, they're so happy. They're enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
Why can't we? Why do we have to go to set and feel like this is work? I have to be this character. Otherwise, I'm not making money. I gotta be enjoying the set. You know what I mean? I going to set and I'm having fun. Today, I'm a doctor. Tomorrow, I don't know. But the most important thing is every moment I'm spending on the set, I'm happy.
Flash forward to 2023. I feel like you're constantly working. It's hard for us to like make plans because you're either doing a film in another state, you got a commercial, or you're doing one of your 8,000 self-tapes. Now you're putting it all into practice. So what's going on with you these days?
So next week, I'm going to go to California. I'm going to work on a 6-day show for this travel-related show, 3 days in Los Angeles, 3 days in San Francisco, and we're going to tackle all the tourist spots, and we're going to introduce California to the whole world. It's actually pretty amazing. I spoke to the director, spoke to the producer. They're really talented. They're amazingly talented also, and he has the vision for everything already. And by the way, he's a big producer from DC. So
nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. I saw his previous work in films, and I'm very much looking forward for it.
You're gonna rock at this. I can see this. Like doing the travel thing. We need to do a show where we travel together.
Yes,
one day
we are going to. By the way.
Yeah, we actually have something in the works.
It's coming.
All right. And also, weren't you recently in Atlanta for a short film?
Yes, I was in a short film, and it wrapped about a month ago. And it was an amazing experience. You know, seeing all the great talents, watching how professional they are when they're on set. You know, and for me, it's just an unbelievable journey for me. It was like I was working with all those established actors in Atlanta, and then I was watching them act live right there,
Yeah.
like 3 feet apart.
And weren't you telling me they all had like Adonis bodies?
Yes, they're
And
hot.
That,
yes.
that kind of put you
Oh
in,
my God.
in the,
yes.
on the track to get better, get more fit, right?
Yes, exactly. That's why I'm still doing intermittent fasting. It's just to try to be as fit as
Okay.
those people.
I'm glad that you can come home to the fried chicken whenever we hang out. Yeah, exactly. So after all you're doing and accomplishing, I'm sure your parents are just watching you achieve and manifest what you want out of life. Would you still consider them to be tiger parents?
I would say they're still tiger parents to me, but then I
Yeah.
feel like they are melted, you know. So they're like the
What?
they're like the cute tigers now.
Uh-huh.
So, but anyway, yeah, they're very supportive. Like, for example, there's one day that I went onto my Instagram, I see 14 likes in 10 minutes, and I was like, interesting. And I click on the likes and see it's all from my mother.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
And I was like, no, mom.
Oh, yeah, your mom is fangirling for you. That is sweet.
That's-
that is
that's-
sweet.
that's
That's when
so-
you know you made it.
Yeah, it felt warm. You really feel warm.
I just want to know, after all that you've done and all that you're experiencing, what is your definition of success?
That's actually a very good question. I have to say that. To be honest, I've been thinking about that question. I'm still thinking about that question
Yeah.
still, but as the career goes on, I feel like financial independence is definitely one thing, so we don't have to worry about the next meal and about our rent. We don't have to worry about the rent next month, and we can focus on the creativity on our end, you know. And not just that, but also when we're on set, we're happy every day. We're picking up all the jobs we like. We're enjoying people who we work with, and we're meeting great friends, and who knows? One day I'm on set with you, and then we're doing this show together.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be the same thing with me and a lot of actor friends. And when I'm able to enjoy my work every day and not worry about financial independence, and that's my definition of success.
That is real. That is a really, really good definition. We all
Okay.
strive for that. A lot of people can relate to it. So listen, I just want to thank you so much for your time, saying yes to this show, and just being a great supporter and cheerleader to Walk and Talk with Gerald. Like, from everything that you're doing, I'm a cheerleader for you, and I just think you're just really amazing at what you do. And I really hope to collaborate with you on not just with this show, because I know you're going to have you in many more episodes. But
Oh,
we,
yes.
we need to do more. You're just bound to do so many great things, and I really, really, really excited for you.
It's called Paul and Gerald going to Boston.
And that's a little teaser right there. All right, I just want to thank you so much for joining me. Take care. All right.